I got called into a situation to trim a couple of horses that were basically abandoned in a paddock, and they hadn't had any hoof care in over 6 months. The circumstances were odd, and I almost didn't take the appointment request. But when I did show up, something pulled me to help this sweet old mare. She was pretty dull and lethargic, with a pot belly and lumpy fat pads. Her feet weren't crazy awful at first glance, but her feet were definitely in need of a lot of help. Her toes had grown long enough that they were beginning to lift up off the ground like little elf slippers, and you could smell her thrush from a mile away. I so wish I had gotten better pictures here, but I was working in less than ideal conditions, and I really believed I probably would never see her again. Her feet were also pretty abscess-ridden, with this especially stinky one that had blown through the frog and heel bulbs of a hind foot. Smelliness aside, what was really concerning me was this stretched white line lamellar wedge, a major sign of rotation and laminitis. I discussed my concerns with the caretaker and explained the need for immediate vet care, hoof treatments, and drastic diet and management changes. Given the last 6 months or more of neglect, I knew this probably wasn't going to happen. I will note these circumstances were tricky and not at all the fault of this caretaker, who just wanted to do right by this sweet mare. So I did what any sane farrier would do and offered to bring her home. Introducing Duckie, my favorite dinosaur. In combination with her foot problems, just by looking at her, I was very suspicious of insulin resistance and Cushing's or PPID, pituitary pars intermedia dysfunction. You can see she has fat, puffy eyelids, a poor top line but a pot belly, a crusty neck, and lumpy fat pads across her butt, croup, and shoulders. First order of business was getting the vet out to take radiographs, pull for blood work, and get Duckie's teeth in better working order. My findings were confirmed with elevated ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, and elevated insulin. Radiographs revealed both sinking, rotation, and remodeling of her coffin bones on both front feet, and some minor sinking and remodeling in the hinds. Check out the ski tip at the front of her coffin bones. With diligent diet and management changes and medication on board, Duckie has a brighter future ahead. Her thrush is treated, she's in padded therapeutic boots, she's out moving on my grass-free track system, she's been on the ECIR diet since her arrival, she's getting weekly trims to realign her hoof capsule and better support her coffin bone, and she's starting Pergolide to start getting her ACTH in check. I'm working on getting Duckie integrated into the herd, watching her come out of her shell, and really looking forward to her rehab journey and seeing her progress. This sweet horse has so much to teach me, and I hope you'll follow along and learn something from her too.